We're back here at the Iceoplex at Simi Valley, where the Bruins travel down the freeway to take on the Matadors. First of a back-to-back, one at Simi, the next one at the Cube in Santa Clarita. This is the first of 5 meetings these teams will have this year, so we'll see how game number 1 goes. Like we said earlier in the intro, this is only the second game for UCLA, so they're going to look to get around and figure out their systems still, and we have tonight's starting lineups for you, which we'll get to you in a second. For UCLA, Bandman will be starting in net. I need to get my boards as I don't have the starting lineups memorized, but we'll get these to you. Defenseman William Zhang.
Everything all set? Cut everything?
William Zhang and Steven Seuss will be the back end for the Bruins. And we'll get you the rest of the starters here in a second. Lineups are little all over the place, but we'll get you those before starting puck drop. Taking a look at today's 3 keys to the game for UCLA. Like we said, it's only their second game of the season, first game of the conference. Talked with one of their coach, Duke Fishman, I believe is the name. Yes, Duke Fishman. And his 3 keys were just, can't read my writing, is smart positioning, smart forecheck, and clean breakouts. UCLA not really able to work those in the first game they had. And obviously they had to forfeit the second game against Washington, where CSUN stepped in and played, and the game against UCSB was canceled. So making sure they get clean passes and clean breakouts for their to work on their systems. On the flip side, for CSUN, they had a couple of tough losses. I actually had a really good conversation with head coach Brian Anderson, and he was talking there's such things as good losses and bad losses. And the loss against Boise, it was a 2-2 game going into the third period, where they ended up losing 7-3, showing that you can't play 40 minutes of hockey. You got to play 60 minutes. And so it was a good loss for them, and they learned a lot from that. So going into today's game, one of the keys that Coach Anderson said was playing a full, complete game of hockey, full 60 minutes. They're able to skate with guys when they want to, but they just got to keep up that pace of play. Special teams is also going to be a huge factor for this team. Both teams very physical. CSUN a little more physical. That brings us to today's third key of the game for the Matadors. Physical play, being smart on the physicality. So you don't want to make dumb plays and get caught in a pinch along the boards trying to hit a guy instead of playing the zone defense. So we'll see how CSUN handles that. We're going to step aside for the anthem, but when we come back, starting lineups and puck drop here on the Matador Sports Network. Back here in Simi Valley, Friday Night Lights. Bruins and Matadors just about set to get underway for opening drop here. And a little bit late of a game. It's 10:21 out here in Simi Valley. It's not stopping these guys. Any time of the day is a great day to play some hockey, so we're ready. Looks like the linesmen and referees are ready. And we'll bring you today's starting lineups for the visiting Bruins. Verdonk, Seuss, Jiang, and Pellick and Fury are going to be your starting five. In nets will be Daniel Banman, the sophomore goalie. Last year he went 2 and 2, the .913 save percentage and a 3.14. Hailing from Manitoba, played with the AAA Eastman Selects out in Manitoba. We'll get you the starting lineups for the Matadors shortly. We're ready, CSUN's ready, UCLA ready, and puck drop, and here we go as UCLA will win that opening draw and get that out to the starting right-handed defenseman, Joey Atancio. So in net for the Matadors is Seth Mishkevich, another returner for the Matadors, and a strong showing at the alumni game. That was in September 20th. So Aaron Cutler and Kyle Warwick, the two men on the blue line. Sorry, apologies. Atancio and Cutler will be the two men on the blue line. Warwick and Larson. And we have an early goal. I was trying to bring you starting lineups as CSUN fires one quickly, tickles the twine, and we got a 1-0 game. And we'll get you the scoring on that. That's 52 seconds into the game as the Matadors take the lead, and that was Kevin Yusufpour who rips it. And it'll be 1-0 for the Matadors as they take a quick lead. And this is what Coach Anderson was saying. You can't get too comfortable with this, as Sherman will bring that one back down and around. And the boys have life. One-timer from the point. Knuckled and will get back down. No penalty there. UCLA loses an edge. And UCLA in the road whites, blue helmets, blue pants. CSUN in the all black with the red accents. These are definitely my favorite CSUN jerseys if I had to pick one. Very clean. So don't know the assists on that one, but it was Kevin Yusufpour who will get the Gino on that one as we're 2 minutes into the game. Puck still in the offensive zone as that one will get down to the right-hand corner along the board. It's going to be cleared out, no offsides, icing waved off as Goldstein will feather that one. Mishkevich loses it, but it'll be a pause in the action as he's able to cover that one. So a draw coming up to the blocker side of Mishkevich for the Matadors in their defensive zone. Zhao will lose the faceoff for the Bruins as they try to get a quick breakout going, and that's what Fishman was saying, is they try and stifle that breakout and make sure they're playing smart positionally. You don't want to get caught in a bad position, and that's what happened earlier in the game. Here comes another breakout. Muradian brings that one in, passes that one over. Shot will be blockered away, back out to the point. Fires that one, patted away. Had a slot open, was going between the pad and the blocker. Gets patted away though, as huge open ice hit. Puck stays in the offensive zone. Don't have to clear it back. As Zhang will cover that one up. Bring that one back, still in the offensive zone. Puck goes out. and everyone will have to retreat. So early goal, 52 seconds into the game, makes it a 1-0 lead for the Matadors. So that one takes a funky angle. And a quick breakout here. There's a nice pinch there, good solid play from Atancio. And I believe that was Commissar. So that one's gonna get back down. Atancio using a good job of the body to block off Fury as we play catch behind the play. And Atancio trying to break that one out. Open ice hit along the boards. Physical game here as that one will try to get slid over, but he'll keep possession. Right out in front, centering pass, no one there. Atancio gets into the play, hits the iron, and will stay down in the corner as Pellick ripples that one around. Still in the offensive zone, and UCLA trying to get a breakout as that one gets along the skates, neutral zone. And gonna be feathered in behind. No icing, waved off as Atancio. Huge breakout pass. Down comes the shot. That one's gonna be fired away, and Yusufpour almost had his second of the night in 5 minutes. It's a good play there by Warwick, able to use the body to shield off the UCLA defender as Bandman will rim that one down around the boards. And definitely a little more physical game as two are crosstown rivals, and you have like that power four down here in LA with USC, UCLA, CSUN, and LMU. So games are going to be a little bit more physical, and I think the guys are going to want this one a little bit more. Here comes another chance. That one, stick lifted. Mishkevich able to poke that one away, covers that one, and we'll get a break in the action. 4 minutes, 58 seconds into the game. And a couple of solid chances for both teams. But CSUN, the early goal, 52 seconds in. As Doan will clear that one down. Icing will be waved off, and they're going to continue playing. So that one gets back down behind the net. You got to make sure those passes are crisp. Another crisp breakout pass for the Cold Brews. From what their social media has shown, nickname being the Cold Brews, as Day, the captain, will get that one. It's going to be feathered back down, and looks like UCLA's playing a little more of a dump and chase game as that one's going to get picked off, back down and around. Doan able trying to cover that one as he tries to get that one out of the defensive zone, and CSUN looks a little tired as they keep that one behind the net. UCLA pressing just a little bit, and they are going to feather that one out of the zone. Maybe a good time to get changes here. Guys have been out for a little while. Nice little move there, trying to get in between the wickets. They feather that one in. Both teams go and get changes. As Dusterhoff will recover that one, fires that one down. It's going to be not on goal, but it's a foot race. No icing, waved off as Gantu gets there first. And Yusufpour trying to get that one quickly. Sorry, that was Doan. So Martinez trying to make something happen here as he breaks that one into the offensive zone. UCLA recovers back down and along the boards, but CSUN able to chip and charge and try to get that one as Pellick gonna lose that one from a nice little poke check, gonna be feathered out into the offensive zone. UCLA almost got caught off sides there. Able to recover that one, gonna be fired high and wide of the net. So Pellick bringing that one back, gets that one back up. He's been all over it tonight, but not able to recover it. And Davis almost had a chance there, had to get legs though. He's been out for a while, and there will be an icing, so we will get a stoppage of play. It looks like UCLA got caught on a change, and they got caught icing. So changes will have to be reversed, but CSUN able to get fresh legs as Warwick takes the face-off, wins that one. Back to his defenseman in Martinez, who will rim that one down around the boards. Warwick looking to battle for that one. As trying to get that one feathered out. Will cross the zone. Icing will be waved off. So Martinez now keeping it smart, having to play quick. He was getting pressed in a 3-on-1 in the neutral zone. Bring that one out, no hooking. As I believe that's Iceoplex able to get around. That one to be fired, goes wide. And UCLA now, Zhang makes a move, looking for options, gets that one. And Mishkevich will get that one. We have a little action down after the play. Little pushing and shoving, and we said this earlier, this game's gonna be physical, quick, crosstown rivals, and the ref given little talking to. So no penalties assessed, but it will be a neutral zone draw. .11:38 left to go in the first. As that one won by UCLA. A little slippery on the ice as that one gets rimmed back around. Atancio slaps that one, gets that one out of the zone. Checked into the boards is Ludlow. That one comes back down. Icing waved off, so Cutler tries to get this one out quickly and tries to get another chance, but these past couple minutes, it seems all UCLA, they've had the more opportunities and more chances, as that was Ludlow trying to get one in, an open ice hit there. I was talking with head coach Brian Anderson, is you get to games like this, it gets a little more physical, and having to teach the transition of that from high school to college comes a little hard, but I think once you've played for a little bit, especially against, it's going to be a rivalry game like this, and CSUN's going to try and steal these 2 points, which would be huge. That pass goes errant, hits off a body, and UCLA almost had a chance as an errant pass from Atancio. Gets recovered, so he makes up for his mistake. Sits behind the net looking for options, getting pressured. And I believe that's Peterson for the Bruins. Makes a move, that one will go back down. Tang gets hit open ice as Larson tries to make something happen, and Cutler blocks that one with the skate. Stays it in the offensive zone. That one's going to be lightly feathered in, patted away off the boards, and UCLA still able to control this as Sethi gets that one over. That shot going to hit a body and go out. I believe, nope, got gloved down by Mishkevich. So these past 5 or 6, maybe even 7 minutes have been all UCLA. So Anderson and his squad are going to have to try and get out of the offensive or the defensive zone. Try to get a quick little breakout, as that draw will get won by UCLA, but they'll be able to clear that one out, as that one will be ruled for high sticking, but touched by UCLA, so no whistle there if you're unfamiliar with that rule. If you play a puck above the shoulders with the stick, the other team has to touch it, otherwise you will get blown for high sticking. Not a penalty, this play just gets called back, as that one going to get down to the zone. And Verdonk looking for that one, going to hit a body and go wide, and Zhao is looking for option. That one's going to be tipped away into the corner. UCLA, though, massive pressure here as they're playing kicked out along the boards. Back down to Atancio, who's going to feather that one off the roof, and play will be blown dead with 9 minutes left to go in the first period. And as I was talking with head coach Anderson earlier, before the game, he was saying that some of the refs here because of the ACHA and USA Hockey have an agreement together. A lot of these times you're going to get the same referees over and over again. So these referees know that you're physical and you know that you can be a problem player. So if the game gets a little too physical, they're not going to be afraid to boot you, and that can hurt you in the long run. Kind of goes back to a game as that centering pass will go errant for Fury. Back down to Sethi behind the board. Centering pass will get picked off, and CSUN now has a chance as they feather that one into neutral zone. But it goes back to that North Dakota game. They played 2 over winter break. No call as it looks to be a hit to the head. No call though. CSUN able to get the breakout. Tries to center that one. Hit along the board still. Plays behind the net. CSUN able to pick that one off. Keep that one there. Pass back out to Sethi. Sethi will get a stick away. Someone loses a stick, and a huge hit there. Able to play it with the skates. Ryan Doan, good physical body presence. As the ref has to come over and break up a little bit of a scrum. No offsides. Looking for options. That shot will be smothered up by Mishkevich. And so far, he's been perfect in between the pipes for this team. And Doan doesn't agree with the call. If he's talking over with the referee, but not able to get a call or anything, as he picks up his stick behind the play. So he's going to kill a little bit of time and let this team rest just a little bit. As that is won by Yusufpour, and that one's going to go just almost snuck by Mishkevich. Warwick going to now play that one in the corner. Feathers that one around to Toncio. Brings that one back. Feathers that one up. Huge breakout pass. Here comes Yusufpour. Shot. Padded, blockered away as it goes wide. And another solid chance for Yusufpour. Has to be his 4th at least, as that one's going to be behind the net. Mishkevich has no idea where it is, but Larson able to get that one along the boards. Behind the play, some action. Cutler gets that one. Yusufpour avoids the hit. Here comes Warwick. Warwick and Yusufpour. Pass over to Yusufpour. Moves. And no goal. Little scrum, but no goal. It tried to go 5-hole, and a huge save by Bandman, able to keep that one a 1-goal game. And Yusufpour not knowing how he doesn't score that one. A beautiful 2-on-1. Great pass, able to burn the defender, but just not able to get it to go in. And Bandman getting a lot of love from his teammates, keeping it a 1-goal game here. CSUN's definitely picked up some steam, and kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier and what Anderson was saying. Got to play 60 minutes of hockey, and if they can keep up this pressure for the next 40 or 54 minutes, 55 minutes. I can't do math right now. CSUN has a solid chance of playing super well, and a nice move there by Doan. He's been all over the puck tonight. Definitely been a difference maker there, as Dusterov will bring that one back behind. And puck now in the offensive zone for the Doors. As now a foot race down to the center, as Seuss will bring this one through, makes a move. That shot going to be patted away. And an open hit, no penalty called there, as I believe that was Ludlow. Makes a nice little play, and Bandman's just going to glove that one down. And Sherman's going to lose an edge and go into the boards. Something with the skate. I think just too much snow on the skate. Looks to be fine, so we will continue play here very soon. So that one gets through, screened, and I think that just hit off the glove of Bandman. That was a great shot by Latz. He was looking to get on the score sheet for the first time today. Feathered in by UCLA offense as Pellick looks to get something going for the squad. That one we feathered down and gloved back. So 5:30 left to go in the first. CSUN still up by 1 here in the first period, and a very physical, offensive-minded game that's been played so far. Taking a look at what's going around in the CSUN area. Big show tomorrow featuring Galantis. Get your tickets from Associated Students and the Ticket Box. So that will start at, I believe, doors open at 2 p.m. tomorrow as Toncio looks for options and bring this one back. Tries to get that one to Yang. Yang able to get that one. Hand goes up automatically, and we're going to have a stoppage of play. 2 minutes in the sin bin, and he knows it. No contest. And I believe that will be Wells who will go and sit 2 for tripping. So CSUN has their first chance for penalties. At 15:03, 2 minutes for tripping. And we'll get a stop in the action. So like Anderson said, special teams could play a huge role here. So that one's going to get patted down to the side, and UCLA trying to clear this one back as it's going to stay in the offensive zone. That shot going to be fired, blockered away. Minute 40 left to go on the man advantage, as Wells will sit for 2. In the bin. And we'll get a draw here. Minute and a half left in the first. So an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. And if they could get an extra insurance marker here going into the first period, it's definitely going to be a pretty big, pretty big success for this Matadors team. They know they can skate for 40 minutes. It's just they got to dig deep for the last 20. That's what Anderson's been preaching to this squad, as playing a little game of catch down around the corner and behind the net, as they bring that one back up to Cutler at the point. There's that one down, cross crease pass. That shot gonna get tipped in, patted away, as that will get back to Sherman. Sherman gets that back to Cutler. Cutler back down to the left-hand side. Looks for options, loses an edge almost, as Doan gets that one back to Yusufpour. That one gonna hit a skate, and now UCLA on a 1-on-3 rush as Pellick tries to make a move. Good stop with the skate there by Cutler, but Pellick almost recovers that one. Back behind, 37 seconds left to go on the man advantage as Doan breaks out of the zone, makes a little stride deke, tries to get that one out, gets that one back to Cutler. Cutler gets that over to Day, and Day's going to feather that one in. 20 seconds left to go. That one almost sneaks in, but Bandman able to use the skate to keep that one out of the net. And the game's still at 1 apiece. Time winding down to the man advantage. Looking for the wraparound. Pass up to Cutler at the point. Cutler passes that one down. One-timer. Patted away, back down to the corner, and UCLA has successfully killed the penalty. So 0 for 1 on the power play. And special teams definitely going to play a factor in this one, as that shot going to be patted down. Still in the offensive zone for the Matadors. Behind the play, a little scrum, but UCLA going to feather that one out. And that's going to be an icing, so UCLA still not able to change, but the Doors go down 0 for 1 on the penalty. but that was a good power play for the Matadors, chipping away at the brick wall that Bandman has been thus far. And you're talking about just pressure, pressure, pressure. That's one of the ways you can, especially with the special teams. And, you know, I was talking with Anderson about it a little bit earlier. You have good losses and you have bad losses. Well, you have bad power plays and good power plays that you don't score on. That was a good power play that they didn't score on. It had some really good chances there and something to build off of, and maybe something that Anderson saw. That way he can look in the locker room. Here comes the 2-on-1 for UCLA. Gonna shoot that one. Gets blocked away by the Tendi of Mishkevich. And here comes Warwick. Warwick now racing back down around. Tries to center that one. Gonna go behind. Option still looking, and they're gonna get that one. That one is gonna get tipped by Latz. No, it's not. It's still icing. Looks like to me it got tipped, but the officials saw it differently. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the first period for this first of a back-to-back tomorrow. The Doors will take on the Cold Brews at the Cube in Santa Clarita. 5:30 puck drop over on the UCLA side on their broadcast. So they will be with you tomorrow evening. And they do a great job with the broadcast and will take very good care of you when you go over to that side. Still down in the corner, trying to get that centering pass. Going to hit a body, and that one's going to be feathered out as Doan plays that one with the hand, gets that one back to Martinez. That one is going to almost sneak away, almost had a breakaway, and good stop there by Martinez as he gets that one out, and they caught the Bruins on a change. Here they go, and that one's going to get poked away, but good back check there as they almost caught him, as here comes the Bruins. Goldstein, open ice hit. Good physical game. That one's going to get out of play, hit the netting. And a solid play there. Good defensive plays from Martinez, able to keep the breakaway, a partial breakaway from happening. And here the frustration as time winds down in the first period. Minute 25 left to go. The Bruins win that draw. That one's going to get blocked away. Atancio will glove that one down. Nothing there, though, from the ref, as Holden's going to fire that one throughout, and back down the Doors go. Goldstein feathers that one in, hits off a body. Toncio gets that one back to Cutler. Brings that one up off a skate. Doesn't go offside. And Pellick a little physical there as they recover that one. Cross check, no penalty. That one gonna be gloved down, and we have a little bit of action happening and physicality that they don't like. So this is what Anderson was talking about. You know, just got to be careful in your physicality, and you don't want to get booted too early. With 39 seconds left to go in the first. And I think we're going to have a penalty. So Pellick is going to go sit in the box we'll see what the call is here. For cross-checking. So it'll be, we're going to figure this one out. It's 19-21. Believe it's going to be coincidental minors. So it'll be coincidental 2-minute minors for Cutler and Pellick, as Atancio brings this one down for the 4-on-4. Tries to feather that one over, and that one's going to be in between the wickets. And UCLA is getting a little scrappy, and referee is not a fan of it. Shrugging his hands like, what's going on? We just had to talk about this. Just sent 2 guys to the bin. So they will be out for the rest of the first period. They'll come back about a minute and a half, just under, into the second. Game's getting a little more physical as we get 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 47. Warwick taking the draw for CSUN, able to win that one. Reminds a little bit of a tie-up, so UCLA will win that one. Warwick brings that one back to the neutral zone, and here comes Larson. Larson brings that one back down around. It's hit along the boards. UCLA liking that one. Time expiring, 5 seconds now. That one's going to be feathered out, and time will expire, but I think we have a penalty for the second period, so it's going to be slashing 22 on CSUN. So it'll be Dusterhoff. 2 minutes for slashing, so it'll be 4-on-3. We're going to step aside here. At the end of 1, CSUN leads the Bruins 1-0 here in Simi Valley. Welcome back to the Iceoplex, where the CSUN Matadors lead the UCLA Bruins 1-0 after a solid 20 minutes of play from both sides. Told you we get the assists on the first goal scored 52 seconds into the game by Kevin Yusuf for Peter Larson, number 18, getting on the score sheets. And that was the lone assist 52 seconds into the game. Got a little chippy towards the end, had a couple of penalties. UCLA had two. CSUN also had 2. So 4 PIMs for each side, as Thomas Wells sat in the box for 2 minutes for tripping in the first period. And I was talking about a little bit earlier in the broadcast how, there's good such thing as good losses and bad wins and good wins, as well as good losses and bad losses. And we were talking about the Boise State game, where that was a good loss because it was kind of a wake-up call for the team. That power play was definitely a good power play for the Matadors. They know how to attack. They know how to stay on the offensive zone. They know how to keep the pressure up. They're going to look to continue to do that. But first, they'll have to kill off a 2-minute penalty. I believe that was Jake Dusterhoff who took that one towards the tail end of the first period. Didn't get called. There was no stoppage within the last 40 seconds, so he will have to sit for 2 minutes starting the second period. So it'll be a man advantage for the Bruins for the first 2 minutes, and we won't get 5-on-5 hockey until at least the 18-minute mark into the second period. So when we're talking about special teams, you got to worry about how is CSUN going to respond to this. How are they going to respond on the penalty kill? We saw how well they did against Fullerton in that 6-2 win. They're up 1-0 right now. Let's see if they can hold that lead. Puck drop for the second period when we come back. "20 minutes of hockey down, 40 left to go here at the Plex." Welcome back to the booth. Jonas Tawney alongside the entire MSN crew here to bring you the next 40 minutes of CSUN versus UCLA, and a pretty solid period. We were talking about earlier during the break that CSUN had some pretty solid chances. Their pressure was good. They had a little bit of time for about 7 to 8 minutes where UCLA just could not get it out of their defensive zone. So CSUN struggling a little bit, able to capitalize when they got a break with the power play, but not able to make it a 2-goal lead. But right now, they're going to have a 4-on-3 chance. It's something we don't see too often in hockey. But a 4-on-3 man advantage for the Bruins. And it was 4-on-4 for the last 40 seconds after 2 cross-checking penalties were called on Pellick and Cutler. So they each sat for 2, and then towards the end of the period, Jake Dusterhoff, sat in the bin for 2. It didn't get called, so starts the period with a full 2 minutes, and we'll have a man advantage for the next 2 minutes here. Puck drop for the second period, and we are underway. 40 minutes of hockey left to go as Goldstein will recover that one. Passes that one out back to Ing. And Ning looking to bring that one back down around. As Kawamoto sets that back up to Goldstein. That shot gonna go wide. Kawamoto recovers that in the corner, back down around. Back up to Goldstein, back down to Kawamoto, up to Ing. That shot off the shoulder. Kawamoto trying to get a quick block away, and Atancio able to be there, recover it. But the Bruins still putting on the work on the power play. Ing takes that one wide off the skate, and the Matadors able to clear it thanks to Atancio. Gets that one down. Ing looking for a quick breakout here. 1:06 left to go in the man advantage. Kawamoto back down to Ing. Looking for options, centering pass back down to Goldstein. That shot, good score! And so that was Hayden Goldstein. He will record his first goal of the season, and the first goal for the Bruins was registered on the power play here tonight. And we are tied at 1 apiece, 4-on-4 hockey for the next 16 seconds. So we'll get you the assists here at the end of the period. Time expires, so 5-on-5 play now. But the Matadors had a 1-goal lead, and now the Bruins have some life as Ing gets stick lifted there along the boards. Cutler gets that one back. Down come the Doors. Tried a nice little toe drag. Able to recover that one as that shot can be gloved down. No call for hooking, but Bandman will cover that one as the shot from Gomez will be smothered. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. Draw going to be one, trying to get out, and Sethi now trying to make a quick 3-on-2 breakout, but going to bring that one back around, centering pass, and Sherman recovers that one back out to the center. That's not a comfortable place for CSUN if you want to be there. Chips that one up along the boards. But UCLA, Tang is able to cover that one. Sethi fires that one the width of the ice. They pat it away. And here come the Matadors. No hooking on the call there. As it looked to be a textbook hook, a nice little toe drag. That one, had no idea where it is, and Mishkevich will cover that one, and missed holding call. Could have turned around and been a score for the Bruins. It results in an offensive zone draw for the Cold Brews, and they're going to feather that one down and around. Doan fires that one almost the length of the ice, but Holden able to fire that one the width of the ice. They're looking for a breakout, as that's Warwick. Gets that one, looking for a breakout. Back down to the half wall. That one's going to fire in. Bandman able to play that one with the stick, or back down and around. As Yusufpour attacking along with Larson, brings this one back down. Warwick hopping in on the play, trying to pinch along the boards against Stenson, not UCLA, CSUN. Almost caught offside, but Larson has that one. Fires, tried to get a tip out in front, but Yusufpour. That one back down and around, back out to Larson. Larson fires that one, playing a little bit of a game of catch behind the net as Yusufpour tries to make a move. Back out to Larson between the wickets. Back up, Yusufpour able to recover that one. That one's going to be fired. Scores! Yusufpour with his second of the game takes the lead once more as he sneaks that one 5-hole, and the Matadors now have a 2-1 lead. So 2 goals in 2.5 minutes. As Yusufpour rockets that one for his second of the night. And we are on hat trick watch, folks. So get your caps ready. Yusufpour's been all over it tonight. And so CSUN now back up to life, and that one's going to be an icing. So what a shot, just fires it from the circles, and I think that one just snuck by. And it looked like it had some life, but I think Bandman got a little too comfortable there, and it just snuck through. So for a tip for all the young goalies, don't know where the puck is, make sure, and you know you have it, make sure you're covered up strong, because sometimes can sneak through, as Goldstein, who is had the game-tying goal, is in, will fire that one high above the netminder for the Doors, as Tang gets that one back up to the point. Going to try and fire that one down. Mishkevich loses that one right up front. And that one's going to score, and it's another tie game again. So a back-and-forth game, as Matt Ng, assisted by Kawamoto, been watching too much baseball. Makes it a 2-2 game for the Bruins, and we've had 3 goals in the second period. We knew this game was going to open up soon. We just didn't know it'd be this soon. As Martinez now trying to recover that one. And here come the Matadors. That one going to be hit along the boards. UCLA gets that one down back to the corner. Brings this one up, 2-on-2 chance. Hayden Day now, the captain, feathers that one and gets patted away. Comes back around. He's stopped by Seuss. Fury taps that one to Pellick, and it's a 2-on-2, 3-on-3 now. And good back check there by the defense. It's gonna go back around behind, centering pass, and gonna be able to recover that. Keeps that one onside. Good play there by Tang, tipped right in front. Mishkevich covers that one up, and it gets a little chippy down to the zone, but we're still at a 2-2 game. So 3 goals in 3 minutes. As it's been a very fast-paced second period. We're down to 15, and looks like we're going to get a penalty here for the Matadors. Oh, and he's getting tossed. So it'll be a game misconduct for Ryan Latz. So Ryan Latz will done for the night and has some frustration and will probably get a suspension for what it was, but someone has to serve the penalty. So Ryan Latz has been issued a game misconduct at 5:13 into the second. We had a 10-minute game misconduct. And serving the penalty will be Kevin Volkov, the winger. So you're without Latz for the rest of the game, and even maybe an extra game or two. But suspension that's definitely not worth it. So Bruins are 1 for 1 on the power play so far. We'll see if their 100% special teams will continue, and it will, as the physicality gets punished by the Bruins, and they score to take the lead for the first time in the game. So that's Hayden Goldstein, his second of the game. So now we're on hat trick watch twice. So CSUN now has to make something happen as here comes Yusufpour. Tries to center that one. It's going to hit a body. And UCLA now trying to add on to their 1-goal lead as Ing brings that one. Looking for options. Tries to center that one. Patted away by Mishkevich. Back to 5-on-5 hockey after the goal from UCLA as that one from Ing saved with the toe. And a huge save from Mishkevich. And another great save there as that one's going to get fired down and around the boards. Back up, tries for the Michigan, doesn't get there. And going to be patted away, and UCLA is really pouring it on. CSUN just needs to clear it, and they do. Here comes Yusufpour on a partial breakaway. Only has Wells to beat. Gonna fire. Smothered by Bandman. But a Michigan there kind of adds insult to injury. You double the lead, and you get a pretty sick goal. Pull it on you. So UCLA 2 for 2 on the power play tonight as they win that draw, and their offense is absolutely buzzing. 13:43 left to go. As they're now up 3-2 in the second. So no penalty called there as both players go crashing into the boards. And it's going to get a little chippier as the game goes on. So we'll see how the referees handle that one as Pellick fires that one up, hits off the skate. Back down to Toncio and Cutler, both giving chase, hits off the Zamboni door. Goes back down around to Toncio. Circles the net, looks for a breakout. CSUN needs to make something happen. Gets hit along the boards. Passes down there, no one there. So an errant pass gives UCLA the chance, catching CSUN on a change. That one high, wide, and not very handsome. As Seuss looks for that one. Brings that back down around the boards. Little board battle along And this is where the physicality and the grinding of the game will get you. The ref loses it and have a stoppage in play. 2 minutes for cross-checking. So we'll see who goes to the bin. It looks like it's going to be UCLA. And a 2-minute penalty for cross-checking. So CSUN has a chance to redeem themselves here on the special teams. Oh for 1, and so like we were saying, there's good power plays, there's bad power plays. They had a pretty good one last time as Steven Seuss will sit in the sin bin for 2, and Sherman trying to win that one, able to get that one out to the center. Back down and around, Doan not able to get that one. No one covering the center. And as Cutler had to chase back, and what could have been a great breakout play turned into mayhem and could have been a 4-2 lead, as here comes Cutler streaking down the ice along the boards. Fires that one back around the net. Gets through Sherman, back to the point, back over to Cutler. Cutler fires, rifles that one wide, and Doan keeps this one in this time. At the point, looking for options. He's going to fire that one in, smothered by Bandman. Minute 17 left to go on the man advantage. For the Matadors, they're down 1, and they need this goal badly. If they don't score, they need to at least wear down the UCLA offense, or defense even. We saw that earlier in the second. UCLA had chances on chances on chances. And that's how they were able to score 3 goals so quickly and take the lead by 1. As Yusufpour looking for his 3rd one to tie the game. Gets that one back up to the point to Atancio. Atancio back down around behind the net, trying to wrap that one in is Yusufpour. But Bandman covers the angles well. Minute 2 left to go in the man advantage. 11:33 in the second. CSUN still down by 1. They were leading by 1 twice in the game, but this is the first time that CSUN is trailing this time. As that one's going to get fired, and nice windmill save there from Bandman. Commissar trying to just rifle that one quickly. So no changes. And Warwick going to take the draw. Doesn't win it. Yusufpour quickly chasing down Atancio, not pinching, and giving that leeway to, I believe that is Zhao. So brings this one over. Warwick looking, trying to find a centering pass. Wells covering that centering feed well. Warwick trying to corral the bouncing puck. So he gets that one, scores! Apologies, that was not Warwick, that was Ethan Yang. As he ties that one up for the Doors. No, it was Warwick. The numbers are a little weird. There's a slight gap between 5 and 6, but Kyle Warwick ties it up. In the second, and it is worth that, even at 3 apiece, as Mishkevich covers that one. Have a little bit of a scrum there in the corner. As that one was on the power play, so 1 for 2. As that one gets fired wide, UCLA trying to find that centering pass. will go out of the zone, so they will have to regroup as Kawamoto tries to get that one bouncing off, offside. As the Bruins now trying to retake their lead. We're tied at 3 apiece here at the Plex, as Ing will give way for Matadors, but an open ice hit follows that one up, and playing very physical are the Bruins, trying to wear down this CSUN team. We're over halfway through the game. So that one gets passed out. Not sure where it is. It goes back around behind, looking for that centering pass. Weird angle shot, gonna bounce away. And Volkov tries to recover that one. Doan will recover it behind the twine. Tries to make a move, gets away from him. CSUN able to still recover that one, dumps that one back in. But Verdonk able to get that one. Hit by Doan along the boards, but too late. As the Bruins will still recover that one and maintain possession. They rifle that one around the boards. Try to keep that one in the zone is Hayden Day. He does. Passes that one down to the corner. Sherman now trying to make a rush for it, but Holden will recover it. So he brings that one through behind the net. So CSUN, Ryan's lats got tossed earlier. Here's a 2-on-1 chance. Here comes Sherman. Sherman and Day. Sherman shoots that one. Will go in between the wickets of Bandman and the defenseman for UCLA. Solid play, taking away the pass, giving him nothing to pass at, just has to shoot. And the Matadors will get an offensive zone draw. So Warwick wins that one back to the boards for the Doors. So they look for options. Yusufpour tries to make something happen there, but that one will get gloved down. And that one will rifle into the UCLA bench. Everyone fine. That one getting shot fast as Sean Chan was giving chase to it. Not able to recover. And we'll have a neutral zone draw, but towards the side of Matador's offense. So 8:22 left to go as Pelican Warwick line up for the draw. And that one's going to be staying in the neutral zone. The Doors able to recover that one. They rifle that one back around. Takes a funky bounce. And Bandman couldn't play that one cleanly. Could have been bad if the Matadors got that. They would have tied this game up easily as here comes Pellick now. A 3-on-3 chance. Fires that one. Tickles the iron right out front, loose. Mishkevich all over the place, not sure where it is, and covers that one. But a scramble in front of the net. And a good play from the goalie. We've had 2 solid defensive saves. From both sides. So 7:57 left to go in the second period. 25 shots on goal apiece. We're tied at 3 here. And just under half a hockey game left to play for the defensive zone draw for the Doors as they lose that one. Going to go back down around, hit off the Zamboni door. That one centering pass out for Ing, patted away by Mishkevich. That one back up to the point, back for Tang. Tang gets that one down and trying to get a tip in. But Matadors recover. So they fling that one up. That one not going to go. Yusufpour giving way right in front. Centering pass loose in front, and Bandman able to recover that one. No tripping call, as it looked like Warwick got a little tripped up or lost an edge. But a flash play could have ended poorly for the Bruins. A beautiful, just feathering it over. Nice little dump and chase, chip and charge, whatever you like to call it. So it's an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. And Gomez will lose the draw. Get that one back down around. As Ludlow almost able to maintain possession of it cleanly. And the Bruins looking for a fast breakout. That one gets poked away. Ludlow recovers that one along the boards. A little trippy there as board battle. Sethi now trying to recover that one and comes away victorious on the board battle. But not on the possession, as here come the Matadors. 2-on-1, no pass. Tries to get that one back around, no one there, wide open net. And that could have been the game-leading goal as Ludlow gets that pass the width of the ice in the offensive zone for the Matadors. As it's getting a little physical along the boards, and something to take into account for tomorrow's game if you're CSUN and UCLA. It's a nice little play there, trying to kick that one down. Hits off the stanchion. And we'll get fired down. Crisp breakout pass for the Doors. They enter the zone cleanly. Try to make a move there, but not able to go as Atancio. The defenseman getting in the play as he's down behind the net. As Zhao passes that one, gets picked off, and Holden gives chase, but Sherman gets there first. Nice little pass between the legs. Tries to get that one out in front. But Gantu not able to recover that one as Day chips that one back along. Gantu had no idea where it was, so he skated right past it. Still recovers it, though. As he comes away with the puck and will get some lunging action from Bandman. Looks like he got tripped or slashed a little bit, but all good. We're still at 3 apiece, 5:30 left to go in the second period. So UCLA today, they're starting a really long stretch. They play CSUN tonight, CSUN tomorrow, and Texas A&M on Sunday. So 3 games consecutively can definitely take wear and tear on the squad. So you got to make sure you're taking care of your bodies and sleeping well. As Kawamoto tries to get that one. That one going to be blocked down by Goldstein, and Sherman now comes away with that one in the defensive zone, playing a little risky game and passing right in front of your goaltender. Chipped along the boards. Here comes Day. Feathers that one in. No icing, rimmed around the boards. Tang giving chase for Gantu. Gantu goes right into the boards, trying to recover. Great hit there by Day as he wipes him off the puck. Sherman not able to recover that one as UCLA and Goldstein try to start a breakout. But the Matadors shut the door on that one quickly. But here comes Kawamoto, gaining it off the pass. Gets that one pass across. Goldstein shoots that one. Blockers away. CSUN has it now. 3-on-2 chance, or 2-on-3 chance. Tang recovers. They get changes quickly. And Goldstein trying to catch the Doors on a change, but enters the zone. Goes to the corner, gets pressured to the corner, and that one will go wide. 4:20 left to go here in the second period. We're tied at 3 apiece, 27-25. Matadors lead on the shots. As that one going to try and get chipped away, but that one getting fired by Bandman. That was Yusufpour who had the chance, but passed that off to Larson. So we're going to get a draw to the right-hand side of the goaltender, the glove side of Bandman. So that one, quick shot from Yusufpour. He's looking for his 3rd of the night. And that one will get covered. We're 4 left to go, even in the second. 24 minutes of hockey left to play. We got a 3-3 game as that one is going to be tied up in the center. Sethi comes away with that one, chips that one out. Cutler giving chase, no icing. As Mishkevich looked like he was going to play it, didn't though. Icing got waved off. As here come the Doors. Crisp breakout pass. Here comes Warwick. Searching for a second of the night. Fires. That one's going to hit off a stick and go back around behind the net. As Pellick tries to make a move. Back skating. Going to send that pass a little too hard. He's going to fire that one And Bandman was going to play it, but decided not to. Yusufpour now gets a nice poke check. Tries to center that one. Loose in front of Bandman, and that one's going to be blocked and gloved down. So we get changes, 3:20 left to go in the second. And UCLA is definitely succumbing to some pressure of some sorts, as it's been all Matadors the past 7-ish minutes. As the Bruins have not registered a shot on goal, and a handful as Tang makes a nice move. They're able to regain possession of it as they try to keep that one in, as Zhao looked to recover that. That one gloved back down by Doan. Doan trying to make something from Chan. And Doan recovers that one in the neutral zone. Nice little windmill deke. Tries to get that one out. But Zhao's going to recover that one, dump that one back down and around. As Atancio covers that one behind the net. 2:50 left to go. Makes a move. And it's a 2-on-2, 3-on-2 chance. Here comes the Matadors. Atancio into the net. That one getting hit off his stick. As they try to regain possession back down the boards. Hard, strong pass to the point. That one hits a stick, takes a weird bounce. But Muradian will get that one back up to Ludlow. Ludlow gets that one back up to the point, back down around. That one out to Zheng, who's just going to feather that one out to Atancio. And Atancio now gets that back down to Doan. Didn't make a pass in time. And here come the Brews. Peterson doesn't get that shot off in time. 2 minutes left to go. Consider this the 2-minute warning, as Ludlow tries to get that one from Wells, but will go off to change for Day. And Hayden Day, the captain, the president of the club, will look for a way to take the lead for the Matadors offense as he rims that one around. Bandman had ideas of playing it, but not able to. As Verdonk now trying to get that one. Goldstein, captain on their side, tries to feather that one up for Ing, to no avail. Tancio recovers that one. And no holding call there. Back down and around to Tancio. It's that one to Ing. That one's going to be fired, and I think it hit a body. Didn't get all of that shot. Going to pass that one up to the offense, and Sherman going to try and play a Verdonk. Got there first. Back to Wells. That pass going to get stripped. It's going to be a 3-on-2 chance again. Here comes Hayden Day. Stripped down in front. Looking for options, trying to make a move, trying to wrap. And too many bodies out in front. Verdonk tries to play that one. Back out to Day. Gets that one back up to the point for Cutler. Cutler back to Day. Day to the other side of the point. Tries to feather that one in. And that one will be in the blocker and pads of Bandman. And Martinez jumping in the play as a defenseman as well. So 49.9 left to go, under a minute here in the second period, and CSUN's going to try and take this offensive surge into the third with under 21 minutes left to play. That one, quick shot off the faceoff, recovers it. It's a little tripped up, but CSUN able to recover that one as Warwick gets that one back out to Cutler. Cutler back down to Larson, takes a sharp angle shot, not able to find that one. And here come the Bruins. Bruins up to Fury. Fury now is going to chip that one in, try to get that one through. And going to fire that one down. Breakaway for Yusufpour, just has to burn the defenseman. Centers that one. And Larson not able to corral the puck. Gonna fire, bouncing off the blocker, and be a huge clear for Holden Thayer Gladstone as the Doors able to recover, and another solid chance for them as time expires to no avail. At the end of 2, we're tied here at 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got 20 minutes of hockey left to play with a tied game. Stay here. We'll be back with the intermission report shortly here on the Matador Sports Network. Wait. "40 minutes in the books, 20 minutes left to go back here at the Plex, where the Bruins and the Doors are tied at 3 apiece. Bring the stats from last period. 18 shots on goal for the Matadors, 16 for the Bruins. They scored 3 on those 16. Matadors scored 2 on their 18 shots, bringing you the goals and assists. Minute 6 into the second period, UCLA scores their first one. Steven Seuss assisted by Hayden Goldstein. At 4:22 for UCLA, it was Matt Ing assisted by Hayden Goldstein. And 5:18 into the second, it was Hayden Goldstein. So 3 points on the day, 1 goal, 2 assists. For the Doors, they scored 2 that period. It was Kevin Yusufor assisted by none other than Peter Larson. So those two connected once more. 2 goals for Kevin, 2 assists for Larson. And the final goal, I thought it was Warwick that scored. It ended up being Atancio assisted by Warwick. So it must have taken a funny bouncer, tipped or something. But nonetheless, 20 minutes of play left to go. Miskevich and Bandman both looking good. So we'll see who gets the start tomorrow. Well, it'll definitely be something to keep a lookout for. And talking with Coach Brian Anderson, who's the interim coach last year, ended up becoming the full-time coach this year. And they've looked season's looked really good on the 50-50 and board battles. I asked him about that. They've been working on that a lot in practice, and he was even saying now games are won along the boards. And it's definitely been a story for that. A lot of board battles being won by the Doors. So we get set for the third period of play. We're ready. Referees already. Puck is down, and away we go. 20 minutes left to go. Larson gets that one back for the Doors, and they're going to try and take another quick and early lead like they did in the first as a raging chance. But here comes Seuss. Seuss tries to spin around, gets pinned along the boards, but Pellick recovers that one. Another board battle. That one's going to get back up along the boards. Zhang will get that one. Trying to clear that out of the offensive zone is the Matadors. And Yusufpour tries to offside, delayed offside. Atancio will get that. UCLA will clear, and Larson will get that out of the zone. That one gets fired down. Bandman, stick save there. As Komisar, the other defenseman on the pairing. Someone loses an edge. Yusufpour fires that one. Trickles through, but a pad save by Bandman. And here come the Bruins. Tried to get off by Yusufpour, but Fury covers that one along the half wall. Fired down to the offensive zone. And here comes Yusufpour, looking for his third of the night to try and take the lead. Once more centering pass, no one there. Cutler races to get that one alongside of the board. Sherman tries to recover that one, gets tipped out, one-on-one chance. Here come the Bruins. Ing makes a move, loses the puck on the move, fires that one back around and tries to rim that one to get a breakout going. Cutler able to clear that one, and it's gonna bounce over a couple of sticks. No icing as Tang recovers that one on the offensive zone for the Matadors. Hayden Day pinching alongside the boards, tries to keep that one in the zone, doesn't get it, and here comes Kawamoto, but it'll be stripped away, and Sherman now feathers that one up along the offensive zone. Him and Day giving chase. Tang not able to cleanly recover that one, so Hayden Day is the successor to the puck. Gets that one to Cutler, tries to get a quick pass off, but not able to get all of that. Here comes Ing and Doan. Looking for that pass, tries to get that pass, hits off the skate of Doan, and Cutler also back check, centering pass, doesn't go, and Tang recovers that one at the point. Off the boards, back to Goldstein. Goldstein up to Verdonk. Verdonk fires that one, and Mishkevich will smother it in the chest. 17:38 left to go in the third. And 2 shots apiece in this third period. So 3 goals on the special teams. Talking with Coach Anderson about that, and he said it would come down to the special teams, and 2 penalties that shouldn't have been taken that were just dumb penalties, and both of them led to goals. So definitely got to crack down on that just a little bit, but it's a 3-3 game as that draw is won by the Bruins. Verdonk tries to get that one through. It's going to hit off and knuckle as the Doors get a clean exit. But the Bruins recover that one. Hits off the board, and Komisar will fire that one. Here come the Doors. That one's going to get shot off along the boards. Ludlow in on the play. Atancio knuckles that one, tipped and saved by Bandman. Took a little funky bounce. 17:11 left to go in the game. So the Doors and the Cold Brews knotted at 3 apiece as the Bruins win that one back. Holden recovers that one along the boards, tries to dump that up. Fury will recover that one. That one's going to be flared along the side of the ice, but Komisar covers that one at neutral zone, dumps that one in, goes behind the pipes. He's playing a little catch. Zhang gets that one, a nice little give and go, tries to get the stick lift off, doesn't, fires that one, tries to rim it along the boards. Atancio and Fury. Atancio gets there first, recovers that one cleanly. Up come the Doors. Exits that cleanly, but a nice stick lift there from Pellick. No offside. Here comes Pellick now along the boards. Gonna try and rim that one down. Blocked by Atancio. Gets that one out. Stick lift there against, I believe that was Gomez. And that one's going to be whistled down for icing, and standing over him, and some jawing happening. Pointing down to the belt line, but it will be and icing, so the Bruins will get changes. The Doors will not. And Davis goes to the bench, shaking his head, not happy with what happened, but play already happened as Warwick wins that one back for Doan. Doan's going to get that one back up for Gomez, who's going to rip that one down. Another delayed icing call, and that one will be icing. I think Larson could have gotten there, but didn't want to waste the speed and waste the stamina. So we'll get another defensive zone draw for the Doors. This time to the glove side of Mishkevich. One quick fire, loose puck right out in front, scores! Matt Ing with his second of the night will score and give the Bruins a 1-goal lead. 3:58 into the period, and it's 4-3 UCLA. And just not able to cleanly recover it. Got a little messy out in front, but the Bruins capitalize on the messiness, and I think that's a first goal puck, so he's going to get that one, and that one's going to be memories for second. It must have been a career goal. So here we go. 16 minutes left to go as the Matadors look to create some offense. Open ice hit there as that one's going to be smothered down and frozen by Bandman. 15:51. The goal scored by Ing at 3:58 into the third. So we'll see how that works. Atancio not able to pinch and recover that one. So that one going to be gloved down by Goldstein. Here comes the rush, makes a move off the post. No goal. Atancio recovers that one, and that's a huge break for the Matadors. Here comes Yusufpour. Yusufpour chugging down the ice, gets that one back to Larson. Will go errant through the wickets, and Warwick will coast back. Goldstein passes that along to Tang as Warwick gets down in that one along the boards. Passes that one right on front, trying to get there. Yusufpour gets tripped, and that one will be called, and the Matadors will have a power play. So we'll see who goes to the box. So it is 2 for tripping at 4:48. And this could be a turning point for the Doors. So that was Peterson who sits in the bin for 2. And could be a costly penalty. As Doan recovers that one, back down along the board. Sherman getting chase. Not able to recover that one. UCLA trying to pin it along the boards, kill some time. Got a minute 50 left to go on the man advantage. 14:57 left in the third period. 4-3 is the score. As that one is going to be called for it'll be frozen, so we'll get a new new face-off there. Shot from the point, patted away. And Hayden Day trying to recover that one. As Sherman gets that along the boards down to the Zamboni corner. Day recovers that one, tries to fling that one out. Wells now right out in front. Bandman trying to recover that one. Doesn't. Centering pass out in front. The shot. High point. Blockered away. Loose out in front. Able to receive that one. Cutler back at the point. Passes that one over. Looking for the one-timer. Mishkevich goes to the bench, and we have 5-on-3 hockey for 1 minute 7 seconds. UCLA sits for another 2. And it'll be 2 minutes for cross-checking. in the third. And it's Holden Thayer Gladstone who will sit in the sin bin for 2. And 5-on-3 for the Doors. They must capitalize on this one as Atancio gets that one back to Commissar. Commissar and Atancio playing catch down to the baseline. Back up to Commissar. Looking at kind of the half point as Yusufpour recovers that one. Right out in front to Commissar. Almost loses that one. Keeps it in the zone. And Atancio looking, skating in. Rifles that one. Goes wide. Back down to the neutral zone. A huge stop. No changes for the Bruins. 38 seconds left. Commissar back to Atancio. Atancio skates this one in. Crowd here holding their breath as looking towards, cuts to the high slot. Back down, right on front. Hat trick for Kevin Yusufpour as he ties the game on a 5-on-3 advantage, and we're knotted at 4. Fire your hats into the stands as Kevin Yusufpour ties this game at 4. .6:47 into the third. And it's 4-4 now. So they're checking something right now. I think the puck got lost somewhere. They got to go get another one. But a hat trick for Kevin Yusufpour. We're tied at 4. And like Anderson said, comes down to the special teams. CSUN going 2 for 3 on the power play thus far. They still have a man advantage. They still have a 5-on-4. This rest useful for the Bruins right now as they have to get another puck. So we'll see how this plays for the next minute 14, where Thayer Gladstone has to sit for cross-checking. And they have to get another puck. They're looking for some more game pucks. So some stoppage of play. Let's take you around the WCHC Division 2. Obviously, UCLA and CSUN not at 4. 13:33 left in regulation. CSUN on a man advantage for the next minute 14 seconds. University of New Mexico is playing NAU, and UCLA got smashed for NAU, but I believe that was their D3 team. So it was a non-conference game. And of course, the game that everyone has their eyes on, ASU versus Grand Canyon University. One of the battles of Arizona, a rematch from last year. GCU was the first seed, ASU was the second. ASU actually eliminated CSUN in the first round of the playoffs. And ASU's looking to come back and try and remake history and try to get revenge. As that one's going to get cleared down. Mishkevich plays it. 47 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Commissar looking for options behind the net. Lasers that one up to Warwick. Warwick feathers that one over to Atancio. Atancio tries to get that one through. Going to be gloved down by Bandman with 33 left to go. UCI, UCSB will be playing tomorrow at the Ice in Paradise. CSUN and UCLA playing tomorrow at the Cube in Santa Clarita, just down the 118, 405, and the 5. You can also mix in the 210 there, depending on where you are coming from. So here come the Doors. Cutler at the point, gets that one back down to Martinez. Tries to look for options, maybe in Michigan, no there. As they get that one out to the goal line. And Day brings that one back down. Gontu makes a move right out in front. Loose puck. And Bruins trying to clear that one. They don't. Cutler feathers that one over. Power play expires. Patted away. Hayden Day gets that one back out to Doan. Back to Cutler in the neutral zone. And they're going to strongly fire that one down. I believe Seuss was able to cover that one. And here comes Pellick. Pellick tries to make a move. Cutler gets there first. Feathers that one over to Doan. 11:56 left to go. Strong pass there up to Day as he gets that one back over to Sherman. Sherman now along the boards and gloved down from Bandman. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. 42 shots for the Doors, 31 for the Cold Brews. Obviously taking a look at the standings real quick. GCU leads. They're undefeated. 4 points, tied with LMU and NAU. They have the tiebreaker because of games and point percentage. UNM and ASU both with 2. CSUN, UCLA. One of these victors will come away with 2 points tonight as Atancio recovers that one. Doesn't get all of that pass, and UCLA keeps it in the zone. But Gomez able to clear that one out. Back out for Maradian, who gets that one back to Gomez, as Gomez brings this one in, fires high and wide. Back for Ludlow, though, who recovers that one. Back down to the corner as Gomez gives chase. Board battles, able to come out with it. Looking for options, fires that one. Loose puck right out in front, but the Bruins able to recover. Fire that one down. Icing warning, and they will not ice it. So UCLA able to get fresh legs. Huge call there as that pass will get picked off the boards. Komisar comes back around, plays that one. Ing giving chase as well as Kawamoto. Tries to pick that one off, but that one's going to go down. No icing there as Wells recovers that one. CSUN able to get changes. 10:40 left to go in the third. Knotted at 4 here at the Plex in Simi Valley. Nice move there. Yusupor tries to get a poke check off, but Kawamoto says no, thank you. Errant pass goes out of the defensive or offensive zone for the Bruins. Tang recovers. Bruins clear. Breakaway here. Shot goes wide. Tries to wrap it. Centering pass. Kawamoto not able to get a handle on it. Giving chase is Larson and Warwick. Warwick able to pick that one off. Yamamoto, quick shot. Hits off the glove. And that one going to go wide. Atancio covers that one. Feathers that one. Rims that back down around. Bruins will have to clear the zone after a solid offensive zone chance halfway through the third. 10 minutes left to go in regulation here as Kawamoto enters the neutral zone. Tries to pass that one back over, but Cutler recovers that one as lasers that one up. Hits off of Yusupor. Will feather that one in. Bandman gets that one to Holden Thayer Gladstone. Back up to Fury. Fury now makes a move, looking for options, tries to pass that one off, but picked off by Cutler. Cutler gets picked off by Fury. No for the offensive zone chance. UCLA would have been caught offside, so they had to clear that back. Doan gets that one back up to Gontus. Gontus will get picked off by Seuss. The battle of the 20s as Verdonk will fire that one in. Cutler get that one back to Sherman. Back out to Gontus. Back to Day. Clears that one out. Here comes Sherman. Sherman and Gontus on the rush. It's a 2-on-3. Gontus brings this one back down. Hayden Day. Looking at Atancio. Gets that shot blocked, and a good block there by Pellick. Fury and Pellick had the chance there, but Sherman able to recover that one after the pickoff by Atancio. Gets that one over to Day. Day shoots, hits a body right out in front, and Gontus not able to score that one. That would have been the game-leading goal, and no icing there as Martinez rims that one back down around to, I believe that was Gontus who almost had it. Sherman will fire that one in, and I think CSUN now is finally going to get changes after a long shift, tired legs. You got to be quick here. No icing. Waved that off quite quickly, and Martinez comes down, fires that one back around, goes off. And Ludlow giving chase back for Zhang. Zhang will throw that over to Tang. Gets that back up to Zhao. Zhao will feather that one in, but Martinez recovers that behind the net. Behind the back pass as that one gets fired up the ice. Icing warning, and it will get called for icing. So no changes for the Matadors as they get caught on an icing, so UCLA can get some fresh legs. The Doors are not so fortunate. So defensive zone draw won by the Bruins, and here comes a chance as Ludlow will lose an edge trying to win a battle. Along half walls now comes Ing. Ing with speed, looking for options, doesn't get tripped. No call there from the officials as that one can be a sharp angle, and Ing looking for something to happen. He feathers that one down around. Ludlow trying to make a play. Centering pass out in front, goes wide, hits off the glass, and Ludlow has that at his feet. Able to recover by Davis, but given away, and here comes UCLA. They have numbers to the outside. Shot saved by Mishkevich. 6:53 left to go, and CSUN's kind of playing with fire right now. Just kind of leaving it to be. Yet they're able to come away with a save from Mishkevich when it matters most. As here comes Komisar. Komisar will get that one up. That one will be intercepted, but Larson fires that one up. Gets a touch on it is Yusufpour. Bandman will smother that one as a rushing Yusufpour streaking down with speed. So it gets covered. We have an offensive zone draw. No changes for either team. 6.5 left to play here. Here comes the door, stick lift. Able to keep that one in. Larson does that one. That was a nice shot there. Backwards behind the legs, trying to just get it through. But Bandman recovers, got a shot off. That's all you can ask for if you're the Doors. So offensive zone draw won by the Doors. Quick shot by Yusufpour, looking for his 4th of the night. But that one smothered back down, and we'll have another offensive zone draw to the blocker side of Bandman. That one fired down, gonna go wide. Komisar able to recover that one, back down around the boards. Quick little pass. A little give and go between Yusufpour and Ludlow. Centering pass there, not able to go. Doan fires that one. Loose puck right out in front. Bruins able to recover that one, but Komisar keeps that one back at the point, rims that one back around the boards. As that one could get called for a hand pass, so CSUN not able to touch that, otherwise it would have been a hand pass. Komisar, though, keeps it in the zone, tries to look for options, wraps that around, still goes behind the net. And looking for option at the point, saucer pass, fires, hits a body, back to the point. And Komisar again rims that one around. Verdonk there to pick it off, but CSUN still recovers, trying to find a way through. And that pass gets picked. A little chop at the shin pads as here comes Sethi. Sethi will fire that one right into Mishkevich for strike number 1, right into the glove. And so both sides get changes, fresh legs, 5:19 left to go in the third. A thrilling regulation game so far to open up conference play. And we'll see what the final 5 minutes have as Sherman and Kawamoto take the draw. That one won by Kawamoto. Back up to Jiang. Jiang fires that one. Sticked away. Goes into the netting off of Mishkevich's stick. And we'll get another defensive zone draw for the Doors. If you're UCLA, you want to be right where you are. Kawamoto and Ing have been playing so well. Their speed with Ing. That one takes a weird bounce, almost goes in, hits off of Mishkevich's stick, and could have gone in off of a weird bounce, but Tang able to recover that in the neutral zone. Back for Jing. Jing almost had that one, hits off his stick, back to Ing. Ing now looking for options, tries to saucer that one over. Kawamoto recovers that one, back up to the high point. That one fired, hits off of Day, and a good shot block there as that one's going to be fired. Hits off the roof. .4:45 left to go in the third. 44-39 are the shots in favor of the Doors. We're not at 4 apiece. 5 goals in the second, 1 in the first, 2 in the third. That's how we are here. So that one's going to get fired by Ing. Mishkevich will pad that one and control the rebound. And that's another big thing that Mishkevich has been doing very, very well thus far. He's been able to cover the rebounds, and Ing will try to fire that one. It's going to hit off the netting and the roof again. So 4:35 left in the third. Draw one. Ing shoots that one, tickles the iron, and will go out again. And Ing wishing he had that one back, but a good positioning there from Mishkevich gave him nothing but the post to shoot at. Giving a little tribute to the flower, Marc-Andre Fleury. Got to thank your posts every so often. So another defensive zone draw, and the Doors can't get out as Ing tries to get that one, but here come the Doors. A streaking Yusufpour breakaway for the win. Stoned by Bandman. And what a save by the netminder between the pipes. Able to just sprawl out, flying eagle. And definitely, you got to receive dinner from your teammates or something, keeping the game knotted at 4. A solid breakaway. Yusufpour already has a hat trick, looking for his 4th of the night to put the Doors ahead by 1, and a great save. I think Yusufpour tried to slide it 5-hole. If he elevated a little bit more, probably would have scored as a collision along the boards. Huge hit. Atancio able to recover that one. Here comes Warwick, and Yusufpour once more fires. Blocked again, and Ludlow recovers that one down to the offensive zone, but UCLA will have a rush. Chan and Warwick were going at it. Atancio, though, able to come out, and that one going to get fired, and icing will be called. Atancio shaking his head, going, I tried. And tried to hit Ludlow or Sherman up there. Actually, I think it was Yusufpour once more. So Warwick and Seuss taking the defensive zone draw. Back out for Pelika. Going to hit the netting once more. And a little bit of deja vu here as offensive zone draw. UCLA very much so likes the fast firing off the draw. So we'll see if they try to go back to that once more as Hayden Day will not take the draw. It'll be Jeremy Sherman wins that one. Pelika scores! There it is again, the fast firing. He scores and gets surrounded by his teammates. (16:15) into the third period, and Bandman definitely the one to think. That one assisted by Steven Seuss as Brendan Pellick Scores that one. Add another tally to the biscuits. We're putting the biscuit in the basket, I should say. So now CSUN trails by 1 on a game that was very tightly contested. A quick face-off zone win and shot ties this. Kawamoto gives that one away. Back up, a nice little move from Gantu. Gets bumped off the puck and back down along the boards into the Zamboni corner. UCLA pinning it against the zone, trying to waste some time. So that one fired up, chipped into the zone, but not able to get there. And Yusufpour and Ing pick along the boards, 250. Curious when Mishkevich is going to get pulled. As here comes Doan. Doan gets that one picked away by Fury. Fury gets that one to Pelika. Pelika makes a move, goes back up to the point, makes another move, spins around, loses an edge, and loses possession right out in front. And a penalty coming up for UCLA as they get tripped up. So Pelika is going to go sit in the bin for 2. So he's going to sit for 2, and a solid opportunity here for the Doors as they have a chance to come back and tie this game. As we've crossed over to October 11th, so these teams will play 17 hours from now. And I'm curious if you're head coach Brian Anderson, they're not going to use the timeout yet. So that offensive zone draw going to be covered. No call there. That one's going to get fired and rifled down. UCLA going to try and waste as much time as they can. Atancio behind the net looking for options. Going to try and streak down with this one. Gets that up to Warwick. Warwick looking for options. Gets that up to Komisar. Komisar looking for options. Pass that one down to Yusufpour. Out in front. Loose in front. And that one is going to be still out in front and cleared again by UCLA. They get quick changes. Here comes Komisar. Fired back down. No icing. Larson giving chase. That one going to be cleared once more. Minute 15 left to go on the man advantage. As Atancio fires that one around the boards to Komisar. Komisar looks to bring that one up. Ing intercepts that one off the boards, back down and around, and UCLA parking the bus right now. Komisar back up to Day. That one pass is going to go errant. Tang recovers that one. Back to Ing. Ing streaking in. Shot blocked by Atancio. Another shot again blocked by Atancio. We're down to 45 seconds left to go on the man advantage, and CSUN hasn't had a shot yet. So here comes Atancio. Goalie goes. Extra skater out for the Doors. It's a 6-on-4. UCLA has to put it in the empty net. 1 minute left to go in regulation. Here comes Doan. The extra skater on. It's a 6-on-4. That one gonna get tripped up. No call there. Passed up. And they're gonna get whistled for offsides, I believe. So it will be offsides. 20 seconds left to go. Mishkevich back into the crease. And we are going to get a timeout here. You got 20 seconds left on the man advantage. You can pull your goalie if you want. The only thing is, you just got to be careful with UCLA. They've been so good on the draws. And they like their quick shots. So if the goalie's pulled, they'll win the draw and shoot it down and win the game and ice it. So a difficult situation if you're the Doors. So that one scored with 3:45 left to go in the game. So 51.1 left to go. 5-4, UCLA up by 1. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Mishkevich nowhere to be found in the crease. 6-on-4 advantage for the next 20 seconds. Atancio wins that one, gets that one down to Doan. Time expiring, 45 left to go on the clock. CSUN looking for options in a crowded offensive zone. Back to Atancio, 8 seconds left. Shot wide, back to the point. Atancio can't keep it in. That one's gonna go. Time expires on the man advantage. It's now a 6-on-5, and Atancio trying to find this one. Gonna give that one away to Pellick, and Pellick is gonna ice it. So a horrible giveaway leads to the empty net goal. To make it 4-6 in favor of the Cold Brews. And time now for the Matadors. All that it can do is just wind down. You got to look forward to tomorrow as Goldstein fires that one. Going to be gloved down by Mishkevich. 7 seconds left to go. So 7.8 left to go in regulation in a game that was once tied. That one gonna hit off a body, and that will be all she wrote. It's a little chippy towards the end. No ejections there, though. And that'll do it as Bandman gets serenaded by his teammate of Bruins. And a wonderful game he played, facing 46 shots, saving 42 of them. So the handshake line there. And we'll get you final stats here in a quick second. So Matadors go 2 for 5 on the power play. UCLA goes 2 for 2. So these teams will be facing off tomorrow night. In a game that will be very chippy if this one was any indication. And a good win for the Bruins. They improved to 1-1 on the season. 1-0 in conference play. Matadors fall to 1-3-1. Still have 3 points, 0-1 in conference play. Getting you the final stats here for a quick second. So the third star of the game coming from CSUN's Kevin Yusufpour, 3 goals, a hat trick for this game. Second star of the game, Hayden Goldstein, 1 goal, 1 assist for UCLA. And the first star of the game, 2 goals, one of them being a game winner, is Brendan Pellick. Final shots on goal, 46 to 42. Mishkevich faced 41 shots, stopped 36 of them. The 42nd shot was an empty netter and went in, so that one doesn't count against his GAA due to the empty net goal. Bandman, on the other hand, faced 46, stopped 42 of them on the day. So, folks, wherever you may be, this has been CSUN Ice Hockey, where the final score of tonight is the UCLA Bruins prevailing over the CSUN Matadors 6-4. As a reminder, all games airing on the Matador Sports Network may not be used or copyrighted without the express written consent of the MSN. Final score 6-4 in favor of UCLA. These two teams play tomorrow at the Cube. Next time we are here with you at the Plex will be against UC Santa Barbara on October 24th and USC on October 25th. This is Jonas Tani from the MSN saying so long, good night.